Hey there, ladies and gentlemen of the paintball community. Mike here, coming at you from Badlands Paintball. Today we're actually going to be doing a comparison video. This comparison video is going to be taking a look at two of the more legendary paintball pistols on the market. We're going to be checking out the strengths and weaknesses of each pistol, and really which one might suit you best. So we will be looking at the well-known Tippmann TiPX. This is a great paintball pistol from Tippmann. Really rugged, really durable, like you'd expect from a Tippmann. We're going to be taking a look at that, and we're also going to be taking a look at the legendary Tiberius T8.1. An absolutely great pistol, really high performance. Definitely has a lot of features that set it apart from other paintball pistols out there. So we're going to be looking at the Tiberius T8.1 as well. Now both of these pistols are great, as I said before, but you are going to want to take a little bit closer look. I'll show you guys everything you need to know. So as usual, tighten up here, and I'll show you guys what's going on. Okay everyone, so I have my TiPX here and my Tiberius T8.1. We're going to talk about each of them individually. Let's talk about the TiPX first here. I'll shut the T8.1 right out of the way. So the first thing to note about the TiPX in terms of its strengths is going to be the same sort of strength that we've expected now to find out of all Tippmann markers, and that's going to be durability. The TiPX is definitely a very durable paintball pistol. It's the type of paintball pistol that you get to the field, you can really just expect it to work and to be continuing to work throughout the entire day. Now, don't think that this durability comes at a cost of performance. These are some very low profile, compact, very high grade internals inside of this paintball pistol. Now, compared to some other more entry level paintball markers like the 98 Custom, for example, this is going to have a few more O-rings inside of it. So of course, in terms of durability, it's not going to be quite as rugged as your 98 Custom, but it is going to come with performance benefits, a little bit more air control, and of course a very low profile design. So with those extra O-rings, it does come with some serious performance, but of course maintaining that durability at the same time. So really, if you're looking into the TiPX, I should say, just expect it to be an extremely rugged platform. Now that durability is going to stretch not only from the internals, but also into the exterior of this TiPX. It's got a very rugged design, one-piece body that you can see on here, two separate halves, so one half and a second half, but the entire grip frame is built right into the rest of the frame of the paintball pistol. So very rugged paintball pistol, but it's also extremely lightweight. It does take advantage of those composite materials there, so very strong while at the same time being very, very lightweight. So I definitely like that about this paintball pistol. One thing I will say too that I enjoy about the Tippmann TiPX is the ergonomics of the marker. It's got a really great grip frame on there, and again with that lightweight design, just keeps it very comfortable in the hands overall. It does stretch back a little ways off the back of the marker here. That certainly doesn't get in the way at all. It gives what a lot of players say a RoboCop type of feel. So definitely a great marker in terms of feel on the paintball field as well. So we've got internal durability, we've got our external durability, really great ergonomics. One thing that a lot of players are going to like about this paintball pistol too is its simplicity. So in terms of loading your CO2, in terms of loading the actual magazines, which you can see in the bottom here, the magazine is a very simple design. Now they have gone back to the straight feed. This is a 7-ball stack. They used to have the staggered 8-ball stack, but we find that the straight feed just feeds a lot more consistently. So this is a very simplistic magazine, just spring operated. It's going to actually lock down at the very bottom when you want to load your paintballs, and as soon as you insert the paintball magazine into the marker, it's actually going to release that spring and start creating tension to feed those paintballs in. Now the nice thing about the more simplistic magazine is that these are very cheap but extremely rugged at the same time. So getting yourself secondary magazines is going to be very cost effective. The simplicity of them also creates some ruggedness, so they're very hard to break at the same time. So I definitely approve of that pistol magazine design overall for the TPX. Really great. Now you can see the magazine release is on the side here, so it's not ambidextrous, but it's very easy to activate. You press it and that magazine spring-loaded is going to pop out there. Now along the side of the paintball pistol, you've also got multiple clear windows, as well as a clear window in the top, so you can see what your paintball magazine capacity is at, as well as whether or not you have a ball in the breech. So two really nice features there. You do have the velocity adjustment on the back for quick adjustments in your velocity. Safety on the side. This is a very nice smooth trigger pull overall that you get with a TiPX, so I definitely like that. They did incorporate a rail onto the bottom of this paintball pistol, so you're going to be able to attach different accessories right away, whether or not it's a laser or a flashlight, something of that sort. This does come with an A5 threaded barrel, so that's going to be great because A5 threads are very, very common. So if you do want to get some aftermarket Killhouse Weapon Systems barrels, for example, maybe a Lapco barrel, you can definitely slide those in there. Now the stock barrel is great, but certainly if you're looking for an upgrade, that might be one of the things that you can do first, and because it's A5 threaded, it makes it very simple. Now speaking of simple, the loading for CO2 12 grams is very easy on these markers. So it does take a 12 gram CO2 tank. You can also run a compressed air tank with a remote coil. You can get what's called the remote coil adapter, remote line adapter for the TiPX, and it actually comes right out of the back right here. So you can get your remote coil, attach it to the rear. If you're not using a remote coil, like I said, you're going to be running 12 grams, and they insert right into the front of the paintball pistol here. So you'll actually take this knob, you'll twist it, pull, twist, pull again. At this point, you can take your 12 gram, insert it into the paintball pistol. You're going to push, twist, twist, and your 12 gram will be locked on the inside of the pistol. Now the 12 gram will not activate until you pull the trigger once. Once you pull that trigger, that 12 gram is activated, and you'll be able to shoot through around 3 magazines worth of paint, maybe just shy of that, before you have to switch that 12 gram. So that's going to be a major factor for this TiPX, anybody using it. It has very easy to load 12 grams in a very simplistic magazine, but you're going to want to keep track. Okay, I just loaded my 12 gram, now I've got 2 and a bit paintball pistol magazines that I'm going to be able to shoot through before having to switch your 12 gram. So that's one thing you have to watch out for when you're using the TiPX. Just don't run out of 12 grams, or don't run out of air, I should say, partway through firing your paintball pistol. Teching on this marker is going to be very easy. You do have, again, that clamshell design, so you have multiple screws that you can take out, and the whole thing will actually come right in half, making it easy for you to get in there and re-grease any of the O-rings that you need to use. So just to go over the TiPX again, extremely rugged internals, very durable overall, a nice lightweight durable exterior shell, simplistic magazine design, keep those magazine costs down, and also makes them a little more durable. You do have built-in rails and fun features like windows to show you where your paintballs are. A5 threaded barrel, which is great for upgrades, and you have a very easy to use CO2 release and activation design. So great durable paintball pistol overall. Next, we're going to talk about the Tiberius T8.1. So the Tiberius T8.1 is definitely going to be a performance-based pistol. Some great things right off the bat are going to be the all-metal top half of this gun here. So this paintball pistol is going to have an extremely rugged exterior design. It does incorporate a composite grip frame, keeping things lightweight, but using that metal top half is really going to create that durability and gives it a little bit more heft in the hand. Makes you feel, you know, a little more John Wayne, I guess you could say. It makes you feel like that much more of a gentleman's weapon. Now, besides the all-metal design, that's certainly not where the performance stops. So the performance internally of this marker is almost second to none in terms of paintball pistols. This is a very well-regulated marker. It's definitely controls that air effectively through the paintball magazine here, I should say, up into the marker. So with a lot of this air control and very, very smooth firing sequence, it is going to require some extra O-rings. So it has a very durable exterior and an extremely performance-based interior, but it does require a few extra O-rings. So that's the only thing I would say about this paintball pistol, is that whoever's using it is just going to want to be a little bit more tech savvy, because you know what, if you stay on top of this paintball pistol and keep everything greased, keep your O-rings maintained, the performance is absolutely incredible. Now that performance doesn't just stop again with the high grade internals of this paintball pistol. A major performance factor for the T8.1 is its ability to shoot first strike rounds right out of the box. So the Tiberius first strike rounds, if you haven't heard of them before, are incredible paintball rounds. They are shaped projectiles, so they fire very far and extremely accurately. So that's going to be a major advantage for anybody using the Tiberius T8.1. Is you're going to be able to take advantage of those first strike rounds. And I'm sorry, when you're shooting 150, 200 feet and everybody else is shooting 50 to 100, you definitely have an advantage on that paintball field. So some of the unique features on this paintball pistol that allow it to shoot first strike rounds are going to be, for one, the actual magazine itself, as well as the paintball barrel. Now this barrel is extremely unique in that the paintballs will actually drop into the side of the barrel itself. You do have two built-in rubber detents inside of the barrel. Essentially what you're doing is you're making the barrel the breech of the paintball pistol. And this is advantageous in that if you get a break inside of your barrel, it's not going to gunk up the back of the gun. It's not going to be in the breech. It's actually just going to be in the barrel itself. So if you pull out this barrel, squeegee it through, of course your barrel is going to be clean, but unlike most markers that have a breech separate from the barrel, your breech is also going to be clean. That's where paintballs drop in, and you want that to be clean when you're playing paintball. So definitely an advantage having that side-loaded paintball barrel here. Now you can also see it is shaped for the first strike round, so that's going to allow first strike rounds to slip in there easy peasy and get you sending them down range. And this does use a pretty unique quick release design, so you can just twist it in there and it's good to go. You twist and shift and the entire barrel comes out. So that makes for very quick barrel changes, very quick barrel cleaning. So the barrel is designed for first strike rounds, that's great, but so is the Tiberius T8.1 pistol. So the top, as you can see, is shaped for those first strike rounds. Now this is the new magazine design that they do have for the Tiberius lineup. It does have a little bit flatter bottom, which is great in terms of actually sitting that pistol down, but it also has a much easier to use activation for your 12 gram, as well as a slide for getting out your spring in here. If you do want to shoot first strike rounds, you do have to swap out the spring, and you can do that just by sliding back this wall, pulling out the spring, and inserting a new one. Now this new 12 gram activation is great. Essentially you're going to twist this knob all the way back. You're going to insert your 12 gram and then twist it forward again. That 12 gram will activate, it will puncture, but the 12 gram air is actually held inside of this magazine regardless of it being loaded or not. Now this is a major advantage for this T8.1 because you can have a bunch of magazines on your body all pre-gassed up, ready to rock and roll. That means when you pull out a fresh magazine with paint in it and you slam it into your paintball pistol, you know that you're going to have the air to shoot through that magazine. So you don't have to worry about, okay, how many paintballs have I shot out of this 12 gram? Am I going to be okay? No, every one of your magazines has air in it and you're ready to rock and roll. So that creates some air regulation, which is great, built into the paintball magazine here, but definitely an advantage knowing that when you slam in a fresh magazine of paintballs, you're going to have fresh air to go with it. Now the drawback of having your air in your magazine is that the magazines are a little bit more expensive. I mean, they are more performance based, but they're definitely a little bit more costly. And the only other factor is that you are constantly connecting and disconnecting an air source every time you load that magazine. So that's going to be a little bit of extra stress on O-rings again. So you're going to want to definitely maintain your Tiberius, maintain your magazines. If you do so, it really does fire amazing. And firing those first strikes down range accurately is a whole ton of fun too. Now you can get remote line adapters for the T8.1 as well if you don't want to be running the 12 grams, so you can really do both. You do have the safety on the side here, an extremely smooth trigger pull, and again, a just really rugged but also high performance design. So for the Tiberius T8.1, this is going to be for players that maybe have a little more tech savviness to them, but they want absolute performance out of their paintball pistols. If you want to be shooting first strike rounds, and you love the concept of having air in every single one of your mags, then the Tiberius T8.1 is definitely going to be for you. Okay everybody, so that does sum up our look at the Tippmann TiPX as well as the Tiberius T8.1. Again, both great pistols. Each of them have some really unique features that will set themselves apart for individual players. So hopefully the look at both of these pistols have really given you insight into which one of those features in each individual pistol is going to suit your playing style best. That's going to be the main thing. You want to pick the pistol for you. Now, a big part of paintball pistols was definitely, of course, getting them in your hands, seeing which one feels the most comfortable. So if that's something you want to do, if you want to see one of these pistols in person, definitely feel free to come into any of our 9 locations across Canada. We've got tons of helpful guys and girls in the stores there. We're more than willing to put one of these pistols in your hands. Now, if you can't get into any of our stores, as I always say, check us out at www.badlandspaintball.com. That's our main website with all of our products on there, including other pistols that you might be interested in. Now, while you're online, definitely check out our Facebook and Twitter pages. We've got lots of fun stuff going on there, especially our Facebook page. It's just a great place to go on, talk about paintball, have some fun, ask any questions that you have. Now, you are currently already watching our YouTube channel. If you are liking this video, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button down there, and please comment below. Let us know which one of these pistols you prefer, reasons why you prefer them. We also want to hear about what other videos I should say you guys might want to see. So please comment below, leave your comments, good or bad. We want to hear from you guys. But most important thing, as I always say, get a paintball gun in your hand, throw that mask on, be safe out there, and have some fun playing paintball. Catch you guys later.